Olowe Oyebanji, who made the call during his visit to the residence of the sculptor at Isekiti, promised to build a museum in honor of the deceased. Our reporter, Toba Babalola, has the rest of the story.
To bring back home all his works taken away from him.
The state government said a committee will be set up from government, community representatives and family to work on modalities and how to achieve the plans. Contributing, Senator Babafemi Ojuju, who explained his contact with Baba Olowe's work in America about 16 years ago, said it has become a source of revenue generation for the U.S. government. He supported the move for the repatriation of all the works back home.
It's going to sell our state. It's going to put our state and itself on the map of the world. Because the man we are celebrating, unlettered, uneducated, he didn't go to school, he's already on the map of the world. But people don't even know that he comes from a particular place, which is Isen, which is Ekiti State. And we should laud the governor for what he has set out to do.
The Aringale of Isekiti, Oba Adetunji Ajayi, who had earlier performed some traditional rites on behalf of the family and community, welcomed the move. The late wood sculptor, popularly known as Olowe Office, was a wood sculptor and master innovator in the African style of design, known as Ojuono. He is considered by Western art historians and collectors to be one of the 28th century artists in the Yoruba land. Toba Babalola reporting.
About 1,000 beneficiaries across 3 local government areas in Ekiti State have received Christmas gifts from the Ekiti State Governor, Biodun Oyebanji, under the Ojuse Bao initiative. The team, led by the Senior Special Assistant Governor's Office, Mrs. Shola Abe, visited Oye, Bonyi, and Ekiti East local government areas. Our reporter, Yemi Olajutemu, completes the story.
Governor's team visited Oye, Ilupeju, Ire, Ode, and Omo-Ekiti, giving cash gifts to petty traders to support their businesses and food items to the aged. Mrs. Abe, who highlighted the broader scope of the Ojuse Bao, said the December edition of the monthly help rendered to indigent citizens was to reach out to people who had no opportunity to seek official help from the government.
We need to know those people, they need help, they need assistance, but they might not even know where to get the help. So that's why the governor, in his own wisdom, said we should start this program to reach out to people. So not necessarily when there's campaign, that's when you get assistance. Even when the governance is actually in place, people can still get assistance from the government, and he understands that this is his responsibility as a leader and is what he intends to do. If you see behind, it says leave no one behind. He wants everyone. He speaks about shared prosperity. He wants everyone to be able to feed at least the family.
The Oloye of Oye-Ekiti, Oba Ademola Ademolaju, who lauded the governor for reaching out to the needy, said his administration had made the traditional council proud within the space of 1 year.
This is somebody who is aware both inside and outside the community. He knows what to do at the appropriate time. And is aware of those things those people before him didn't do. He's actually doing it now.
The beneficiaries who thanked the governor said the initiative came as a surprise to them as they prayed for the success of his administration. Yemi Olajutemu reporting.
And the Deputy Governor of Ekiti State, Okinlu Amoni Sadiafuye, has restated the government's readiness to combat cases of school dropouts, maternal mortality, and joblessness in the state. She gave the reassurance while receiving the Southwest Regional Consultant on Human Capital Development, Dr. Adeyeye Adeyanju, in her office in Ado-Ekiti. She noted that the governor had made healthcare accessible to residents and massive employment in the civil service. He described human capital development as one of the pillars of the Oyebanji administration. And the Ekiti State government has directed Land Dispute and Boundary Committee to wade into the crisis between Efon and Ikwole Iloro to forestall bloodshed. The committee comprises the Permanent Secretary, Office of the Deputy Governor, Mr. Abayomi Opeyemi, and the Surveyor General of the state, Mr. Adebayo Faleto. Others include the Secretary of the State Boundary Commission, Mr. Olalekon Olajide, and other experts. They are to visit the disputed land to ascertain the true ownership of Iwaji community. And the wife of the Ekiti State Governor, Dr. Olayemi Abiodun Oyebanji, has called for more collaboration between her office and the Medical Women Association of Nigeria to further reach out to the elderly in the state. Dr. Abiodun Oyebanji made a call after she was decorated as the matron of the association at a program in her office in Ado-Ekiti, said that the roles of medical practitioners could not be underestimated in any society. Earlier, she thanked them for the honor, promising to support the association. And in her remarks, the president of the association, Dr. Esther Akishoto, said that it was mandatory for the association to make the First Lady its patron in compliance with a national directive. The 2023 edition of the Civil Service Week celebration in Ekiti State has commenced with the head of service, Mr. Sunday Komalafe, featuring on an EKTV news and current affairs program, Daybreak, Nigeria. There will be a novelty match between permanent secretaries and women in management by 4 in the afternoon at the Oluyemi Kayode Stadium in Ado today. The interactive session with officials from grade levels 2 to 6 will hold tomorrow between 10 in the morning and noon at the Cultural Center in Ado, while that of officers on grade levels 7 and above will come up same day between 1 and 3 in the afternoon. On Thursday, there will be an environmental sanitation across ministries, departments, and agencies. And same day, awards will be given to outstanding civil servants by the governor. Jumu'ah service will hold on Friday, while the event will reach its climax with a church service and Thanksgiving on Sunday at the Government House Chapel. And in the meantime, the Ekiti State Head of Service, Mr. Sunday Komalafe, has assured civil servants that the wage award by the government will be implemented soon. He gave the assurance while featuring on the BSS News and Current Affairs program, Daybreak, Nigeria, to commemorate this year's Civil Service Week. Let's now join our reporters, Tosin Olowo, for the rest of the story.
Mr. Komalafe appreciated the commitment of civil servants to work as government engine room explained that negotiations are ongoing between the government and the labor leaders. He assured them of appreciable progress.
That the state governor, in every opportunity he has had since this issue of weather work, has always been telling the labor leaders he's very much aware and is ready to, but he will not want to make a pronouncement which he will fulfill this month and will not be able to continue. Sustainability is very, very important to the labor leaders. And all things being equal, and believing that in the way we are going, before this December, we reach a final conclusion.
He thanked Governor Abiodun Oyebanji for creating an enabling environment for civil servants to work. The head of service acknowledged the governor's effort in the regular payment of salaries, approval of housing and car loans, and conversion of temporary staff in MDs to permanent staff.
Of energy, to power our women secretariats, and therefore it has one way or another improve. Before when you call someone the secretariat, please, where is the return of this? That we have no license money. That excuse is no longer tenable. So, like I said, the rate of turnover and rest has increased tremendously. And like I said, continue to appreciate government. Those are the things I said that governors are giving us a very good conducive atmosphere to be able to perform. And like I said,
on the issue of corruption in the service, Mr. Komalafe explained that government has created departments that would help in checking the excesses and monitor activities of MDAs.
Spend the Bureau of Public Procurement is there. There's another against now project of independent monitoring unit created by the government to have government to be able to monitor project and show that what we have certified is up and doing. Then the Office of Transformation and Service Delivery is also there to checkmate, not to talk of both the internal audit unit and the external audit unit. So all these things are there to checkmate and to reduce to the barest minimum corruption in the public service.
Mr. Komalafe therefore appealed to civil servants to embrace all the activities lined up for the week and see them as venue to appreciate their own value as the engine room of government. Tosun Lowo reporting.
The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, has increased the cost of registration form for the 2024 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, UTME, to 6,200 naira from 4,700 naira it was before. The board announced that the sales of forms will begin on January 15 next year. About 1.5 million Nigerian students sit for UTME annually. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has said that it will conduct rerun elections and by-elections across the country in February next year to fill existing vacancies in the state and federal legislatures. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu gave the information at a meeting with leaders of political parties in Abuja ahead of the elections. The rerun elections involve the parties and candidates that participated in the general elections unless a party wishes to replace a deceased candidate. Yakubu noted that various courts ordered the commission to conduct rerun elections in 34 federal and state constituencies made up of 1 in the Senate, 11 federal constituencies, and 22 state constituencies. The appeal court in Abuja has affirmed Ahmadu Fintiri of the PDP as governor of Adamawa State. In the judgment delivered by Justice Tunde Awutoye, the court dismissed the appeal of Aishatu Binani of the APC for lacking in merit. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court has fixed Thursday for the hearing of the Kano State governorship election appeal between Governor Abba Yusuf of the NNPP and Nasiru Gawuna of the APC. In a notice from the registrar of the Apex Court sent to councils of both parties, the court will hear the appeal of the NNPP and the cross appeals of other parties. Governor Yusuf is challenging the judgment of the three-member panel of the Court of Appeal, which nullified his victory and upheld the ruling of the Elections Petitions Tribunal. And now to foreign news. Egypt's President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has won a new 6-year term in office. He is now set to serve his third and final term in office beginning from April next year. Sisi, a former army chief who had ruled the most populous Arab country for a decade, got over 39 million of the votes cast. And now to sports news. FC Porto of Portugal will meet Arsenal of England in the first leg round of 16 of the European Champions League. The first leg matches will be decided on February 13 next year. In other first leg matches, PSG will take on Real Sociedad, while RB Leipzig will take on Real Madrid. Elsewhere, Lazio will be at home to Bayern Munich, while Copenhagen will take on Manchester City. On February 20 next year, PSV will play host to Borussia Dortmund, while Inter Milan will file out against Atletico Madrid. And that's it on the Daybreak News. Up next is Daybreak Nigeria. Please stay tuned.
The new Milo 3-in-1 Milky and Creamy is truly milky and contains calcium. No need to add milk for that